Hi, I'm Jason Sterling, and this is the fifth and final episode of my sort of gameplay series showing Knox and Josh and their baby jocks doing sort of the fairy pack, Enchanted by Nature. I almost didn't do this last episode. I did film enough material for a final episode, so I went ahead and rolled it out. This is episode five and final for this particular pack. We started off with something so much fun. It's as you can see, it is Bungee Baby. It's Bungee Baby. In Australia, they call that, boomerang baby. But basically you throw baby snaps back, right? Throw the baby, snap the baby back. I don't know what was going on there, but it does look like fun. And I really think that whatever was causing that, they probably ought to make that just kind of a feature. Just make it a game. Just turn it into that. In fact, I mean, he's a fairy, right? Maybe it's magic. Maybe only the occults could do that. I think it's a glitch. But maybe only the occults could do that and just turn it into something good. After that, it's the same old, of course. Make potions, open the store, make money, right? Open the store, make money. The store keeps running with, apparently, I've gotten sort of a reputation that if you want to pee yourself, that's your deal. That's kind of your thing, right? You're kind of into that. You just come on down here to the VD clinic and you just pee all over yourself and all over the floor, and it's just perfectly okay, I guess. I guess it is okay because it's not like I can call the police. I could throw them into my own purpose-made jail, down in the oubliette, 4 stories down. I'm going to have to think about that, but first what I'm thinking about is if there's any criminals on this lot, probably they're really me, because I got a delivery that said, this was delivered to the wrong address, and I was like, fuck it, I'm taking it. Now, in real life, of course, I would take it to the owner. Of course I would. But in The Sims, whatever, it's mine now. How did it get to the wrong address? There's only 5 houses in this neighborhood, and only one of them is a tree house. So I'm thinking the package that said tree house, VD clinic at the tree house. Probably, you would know that you're at the wrong place, right? If it doesn't say that, you're at the wrong place. Anyway, it had $10,000 or something in it. And I'm not even kidding. Like, I got $10,500. I think the little thing, the little chat box or whatever they call it, right? The little text box that popped up that you're supposed to read. I think that said it was only 7, but I don't care, whatever. It said 10,500 when it popped up, at the money box, right? So I got $10,000 just by being dishonest. And for me, that's a win. So naturally there's more work. And of course I come across the first pee stain back, not even in the store. First of all, I've got it clearly marked. What's the store? Like, this is the public area. This is where you're supposed to be. Those people wander all over that lot. And while, yes, I do get it. I totally get it that you see this stuff out in the yard and think, I want to go to the library. I want to sit around and read. That's not for you. That's for my family. That's my family's library because we live in kind of a small house. And I wanted to read while I was looking out over the fantastic view. I did not want to go back there to get a book, step in a pile of pee where some filthy, stinking animal left it. And by animal, I mean a sim. I mean that sim standing there with the filthy clothes, who's a filthy fucking animal, can't eat. And I'm not kidding. I've said this before already, and that's part of the reason why I almost didn't do this video, because a lot of this is just the same stuff happening over and over and over. There's a pea bush right down the road. Who in the world in the right mind goes to a shop? There's no bathroom at all, no public restroom. But there's a public restroom 1 block away. Nah, you're going to go ahead and just pee right on the floor. Who does that? These people do that. Now, don't get me wrong. I know they're already nasty because they're at a VD clinic, but you draw the line on your nastiness. Draw it somewhere. Don't indulge in all of it, and especially don't indulge in all of it on my lot. Now, as you can see here, the baby, I guess, kind of fixes himself. I don't know. I mean, sort of. His arms kind of bent backwards, kind of weird. Like maybe he's possessed by the devil. I did see that once in a movie like The Exorcist, I think. And so I'm going to bet, though, it's not the devil. It's one of those damn gnomes. And except so far, my little gnome, my sweet little Care Bear there, he's excellent. He's wonderful. And I haven't had any bad gnome problems. Like I bring him to life all the time, thinking I might attract the evil gnomes just to see what happens. They never showed up. They never showed up. So I don't know if that's like a glitch or if it's like it takes forever for them to arrive. I really don't know. I do know I've got the whole work thing all worked out. When someone shows up nowadays, they got that disease. I just go whirl around their head, fix it just like that. Fairy fix just like that. Nothing else. Let them wander around the rest of the day, just kind of poking their head into all my stuff. And then at the end of the day, collect my cash. And at the end of the day, mop up P. Because here we go. You saw her there. She's got gray hair. She's like a dignified lady, right? Like she just came from the bank. Maybe she's she's got VD, but maybe she owns the whorehouse. And so she's an executive, right? She's the CEO of the whorehouse. What does she do? Well, she peed herself right there. Another one. I swear, I think 3 people peed themselves during this one day right there. I think that seriously, it's like, oh, you got to go to the bathroom? Run on over there. Oh, do they have one? No, but you can just go on the floor. And it's so much fun. It's so much fun just to pee in front of everybody and get all nasty. You saw what she looked like afterwards. Awful. Anyway, at the end of the day, I did make $1,200, as you saw there, for doing nothing, but just flying around his head. And then kind of my normal shop, right? Running my shop. I had another fire and I'm thinking, God damn, the stove again. No, this time it was the toilet. And I don't even think it had anything to do with bad luck. I think that toilet just catches on fire sometimes. Sometimes toilets do catch on fire, right? Don't they? Somehow. Anyway, that's what happened. The toilet caught on fire. And it was, of course, Knox, whose ass caught on fire, literally. Ass caught on fire, literally. He jumped up. The whole place filled full of people. I'm like, could you get out of the way? Yes, I understand. It's exciting. They're jumping around. Look, fire. Is anyone putting it out? Well, no, of course not. We're just here to watch. We're just here for the drama. They're not going to put anything out. So I came and saved everybody's lives, including Knox, who also wasn't putting himself out. Then I replaced our fine, hollowed out stump toilet that fairies love to use. And I didn't clean. I made Knox clean because I'm like, if you can't even be bothered to put this shit out, then you can clean the mess up. You clean it up. I mean, I've had a hard day. I've been a doctor all day, taking care of people with VD. I had 3 people pee all over my shop that I cleaned up as well. And then I come in here and you're on fire. You're on fire, not putting yourself out. I'd do that. I'd do that too. So you clean this mess up. And that's what happened. He had to clean the mess up. After that, I got to thinking, I kind of never really checked out this whole, I don't know what this is. A Jolly Green Giant stump, it's like what's left of a tree. And it's got that guy living in it. That's like the Jolly Green Giant or Mr. Nature. Is that his name? Mr. Nature, Mother Nature's husband, Mr. Nature. I think maybe his name is Spruce. Spruce Almighty. Oh, it is. It's Spruce Almighty. But I'm going to tell you something right now. Actually, I kind of like the idea of Mr. Nature better since I think they're married. Yeah, so I'm going to call him Mr. Nature. Anyway, I go and see Mr. Nature because I've not done him at all. I haven't gone and visited him at all in this game. And I don't do him here either. I thought about it, but I did not do him, not yet. So I went and visited him and I kind of looked at all the stuff that you can do with him. And I'm like, so, I think it was all stuff we could already do. Like I could have a gnome garden. I've got a gnome and he does an excellent job. Not only does he garden, he usually leaves around $10,000 of seeds lying on the ground. Is Jolly Green Giant here? Is he going to do that? Mr. Nature? Am I going to get any seeds out of him? Well, I might get a seed out of him. I might. But am I going to get any seeds worth $10,000 out of him? Hell no, I'm not. Probably what I'm going to get is a sort of seed that gives you a VD clinic. Gives you a trip to a VD clinic. Doesn't give you the clinic. No, that it was expensive to open that place. But it will give you a trip there, free trip there, in fact, until you walk through the door and that charge. I do charge like $1,000, $1,200 to cure your problems. So anyway, I really can't even remember what this guy does. I remember he gardens. Oh, and maybe he affects luck. In fact, he does. And I asked him to fix my luck. I think I was having a little bit of bad luck and he didn't do nothing. I mean, I think he threw a spell at me or dust at me or something. I don't remember. Anyway, it did not fix my luck. It didn't change it at all. So he's worthless. He's just, what is he going to do? Oh, but who's not worthless? We just came up here. I digress because we're back to this guy here that I use magic on, right? Who actually was not that interested. Yeah, you can look back in the earlier videos. He was not interested. But if you use like the little fairy spell to just change your relationship status, boing, literally boing, it's all ready to go. It's all good to go. And that's what we did. Now, like fairies do. Now, this is their culture, so I don't want to hear any shade on this. We just did it out in public, out in the air, right in front of this little bar, whatever this is. Well, yeah, that's how you do it. That's a fairy way, though. I know, maybe it's not your way. Maybe in your culture, you don't just have sex out in public right in front of the bar. Well, no, sometimes you do. Sometimes you do, like in a car maybe or something like that. But I mean, like, they're not even in a car. They're just floating in the air, right? So anyway, we do it. And the craziest thing happens, we kind of get up, brush ourselves off, basically in the gutter. Now, if that isn't, that isn't accurate. And he disappears. Do you see that? He just disappeared. Just boing, just gone. Boing like that. Boing start, boing gone. So I kind of wander around a little bit. There's some stupid celebrity there. I don't know who that is. Someone from Del Sol. What are they doing here? I don't know. All I know is I was trying to work some fairy magic on somebody, and they kept getting in the way because the person I was working the magic on was more interested in the celebrity. Gave me a real reason to kill the celebrity, but fairies can't kill people. Why? I don't know. And so, why? Why can't we? Why can't I age that? Oh, I should have aged him up anyway. Yeah. But why couldn't I age him up and then just kill him? Age him to death, right? Age him to death. Anyway, I couldn't do it. So I went inside and I got a drink. I was going to get a drink. It took a while. And what I got instead was like this offer to get a magic bean again. Like that's an old, oh my God, old. So old. The Sims has been around forever and it has been 84 years and event. Like we got magic beans literally, I don't even know when. 20 years ago? No, it's not that long. But The Sims has been around for 11 years now. So it's been a while, a long time ago. So I guess they brought them back for this pack, right? So I'm begging for this magic bean. I've got them all because you can just go into debug. Get anything you want there. But I've got all these magic beans from the event anyway, from back in the day, back in the really old day. And so, I have to change her opinions or something. I can't even remember. Make her something happy or flirty or something, right? Using fairy magic. And then when she gets to that state, she agrees to give me this magic bean, which is the pink magic bean. And I don't even know what to do with it. I'm supposed to collect all 6 of them again. And I have to admit, I didn't do it. I just didn't care. I didn't see that she said to do what do I get? What do I get? And so far, I haven't cared enough to actually go and look into it. I didn't even look it up online. I kind of thought at one point in the game saying, maybe I can find, I don't even know where to find them. All the bartenders in Evergreen or Dew or Innisgreen, do they all have magic beans on them? I don't know, but I think there's only a handful of NPCs in Innisgreen anyway. So it shouldn't really be that hard maybe to ask every single one of them. I just don't know if I've noticed it before this point and didn't care and didn't ask what the magic bean was, right? There's probably got to have been other times I clicked on someone and they're like, ask for a magic bean. And I just didn't do it. So I don't know. So far, I haven't done it at all. And this is I'm recording this. When I did this, it was weeks ago. Anyway, we run into Patrick here in the bar. Super cute. Might be the next person working some fairy magic on. Coming up here. But I have an even better idea. I decided I really want to meet this one guy right over here, this little crafting thing, right? The apothecary stall. So I want to go over to the apothecary stall. I want to meet this guy. And I get myself together. And I run over there, right? I could take off over there, and he's gone. He's folding up shop. That quick? That quick, I just went back to the bar and clicked on my sim, like, go here, and he left. This game thwarts me every time. So I run around a little bit, just checking out the area, just trying to find something to do. Maybe I'll find a magic bean lying on the ground or something. Instead, I found like this fish shack, fish place, and it's another rabbit hole. I don't know, you guys. This place overdosed with rabbit holes. It did. This pack overdosed with rabbit holes. And they said this was the most expensive pack I read somewhere that they have made yet. I don't know about that. I want to see it adjusted for inflation. Because, yeah, I mean, it's just so many rabbit holes. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Anyway, couldn't figure out anything to do. Went home, felt guilty, so I woohooed Knox there in the, in the yard as well. You know, Josh felt guilty there, so he made it even by, like, you know, doing the public woohoo there in their own front yard, which is at least semi-private. It is kind of private. You really can't get there unless you cross the bridge, and you should just know better. If you're going to cross that bridge, you're going to come to and the shop is closed. Now, if the shop's open, maybe, but the shop's closed, well, you get what you get, and you see what you see. That's what you get. Now, I did go through real quick, and I tabulated how many, like, seeds I got, you know, from, like, the gnome, right? And it came to 54, like maybe $15,400, I think it was. No, another 7, like $22,400 or $500, something like that. So $22,000, okay, is how much seeds that little gnome left around the garden when he was busy gardening. So don't get a job. Don't do it. What for? Don't get a job. Don't work. Don't be a doctor. Get yourself a gnome and gather up those seeds. I hope they don't fix that. I hope they don't tune that down, because right now I'm making bank. 22,000 for nothing but picking up seeds. Oh my God. That's why I love that gnome. That's why I think he's my new best friend. We also got some little rabbits, as you can see here. Got some little rabbits. They're also our new best friends. I thought the kid might like to play with them. I love the rabbits in the game. Now, they are really cute. That was a really cool kind of addition from Cottage Living, you know, the little rabbits. And that basically is where this episode and this series based on this pack kind of ends. Okay. We're going to scratch all that. I did go in and I did check out this whole sort of like magic bean quest, right? I was thinking it's going to be just like the original event, so I didn't really want to bother with it, but I thought, well, let's make sure. Let's see what you get from it, because from the original event, I don't even remember what we got from the original event. So I thought, let's do it a shot. Let's give it a shot. And I'm running around, and I'm looking for these beans. I'm looking for somebody to give me these beans over here in like Everdo. And I come across that bitch from the like fairy council who I hate. I hate her, but like the beans are tied to anger, right? So I'm thinking that's one of the things. They're like emotional. They're tied to emotions. So I'm like, hey, let's check with her because we hate each other, right? Maybe she'll give me an angry one. So I talk to her and she gives me a same line of bullshit about me being a problem fairy. And I tell you what right now, maybe I am a problem fairy. Okay. But you should know better than when a problem fairy comes up to you looking for something. You don't give him no sass. Don't throw him no sass. Don't throw him no like sort of sarcasm like, oh, did you take care of your little problem yet? Because I'm not going to answer your questions until you take care of your problem. Anyway, I whooped her ass. Long story short, I kicked her ass again, and I'm going to keep doing it every time I encounter her because she made me mad. I'm mad. I'm done with this. I was trying to ask. I thought maybe she could tell me something about these magic beans. No, all she could say was, well, are you still a problem fairy? I am still a problem fairy. Could you tell? Could you tell by the example I just gave you that I'm still a problem fairy? So anyway, I left. I left her. I went and tried to find someone else. And, you know, the bartender was a plant sim, and there's a ton of plant sims here. So I think, well, let's check with a plant sim maybe it's not bartenders. They give you magic beans. Maybe it's plant sims. So I do go up to this plant sim, and of course, like, yes, he's got a magic bean, and yes, it's the same old bullshit of like, I need to be in the right mood. You got to put me in the right mood to get a magic bean. I'm like just thinking, I've already had enough. But I do try using my fairy abilities to put him in the right mood. Does not work. Then I think, okay, well, one of the moods is like hate or anger or whatever that you can get a bean for. So I'm just mean to him, just totally mean, thinking I'll just make him angry. And then I'll get a bean, right? Nope, did not work. He just got bored with it and left. So I'm thinking, okay, here's another one of these plant sim people. Maybe I can get one from her. And how is it? Every time I walk up to someone for one of these magic beans, none of them are in the mood that you can get a bean for. Why? Why do I have to convince all of them? Why, none of them are happy? They're all fine? None of them. So anyway, I digress. I go up to her. Then this guy comes back, right? And he's talking. I thought he was tired. He had a little bed symbol like he's going to go off and sleep. But he comes back, and so I'm like, well, I'll ask him again. And if he doesn't give it to me this time, I'm going to kick his ass like that other lady. Well, spoiler alert, I didn't have to. I got to be the good fairy, the not problem fairy. And he gave me one for like uncomfortable. I didn't even know uncomfortable was one of the magic beans, but I guess it is. I mean, I would assume anger, but I guess it was uncomfortable. So I get the uncomfortable one, and now I have two, and I'm like, oh my God, that took too long. That took too long because I'm just not interested enough in this quest. And all my Sims time chasing down these magic beans, and I mean, seriously, I am not. Like, I do not want to even do this. And so I go back to my lot, and I just gather up the rest of those magic beans out of the show hidden objects debug menu. For build by, very easy. I put them on the ground. I gather them all up and pop. I get like the next message. Hey, you found all the beans. Yes, I did. All on my own. And so I gather them all up and I get the message and it says, put them in the stump, which again is the exact same thing as the original event. It's the exact same thing. And in fact, all of these objects, at first I'm looking for them in the Enchanted by Nature catalog. But they're not in the Enchanted by Nature catalog because they're base game items. They came with a base game event a long time ago. So, yeah. Anyway, it's kind of the same thing. They operate exactly the same. I put them in the stump. I water the stump. Stump turns into a tree. The tree has a hole in it. Right? It has a rabbit hole in it. And you go into the hole and you stare at the tree. There's no like choices with this rabbit hole. It is just staring at it for like 2 minutes until your sim comes back, which I'm going to just say, 20 years ago, 25 years ago or whatever, maybe that counted as scintillating sort of gameplay. It doesn't any longer. I don't want to sit here and stare at that tree for 2 minutes. I mean, what I really felt like was like how I feel like when a commercial comes on YouTube, like, do I have enough time to go get a drink? That's about it. Or some snacks or something. I hated looking at it. I hated doing that part. So anyway, my sim pops back out. Again, no choices. He just goes in there and it comes out. And he's like, look, what I found in my pocket is a plant sim berry or whatever fruit or whatever it is, right? And it'll turn you into a plant sim. So that's how you get the fruit to become a plant sim. Except you can get those. I already had one. As you can see, I already had one in my inventory because I think you can just get them from plant sims just by asking them. I think there was an option. I think that's how I got it. There's an option that says ask for the plant sim fruit or something, or maybe they just gave me one for no reason. I don't know. But you can get them like that. You don't have to go through all this trouble of gathering up all of these beans and then going to this, making this tree and going into the tree. You can just get them. The tree you cannot go back into for a day because then that's real gameplay. Yeah, that's how you make real gameplay that lasts a long time and keeps you interested is you just don't let people use it again until another sim day passes. That'll make sure it has longevity. So, yeah, you can't go back in there. I'm going to assume just every time you get a plant sim fruit, that's what I'm going to assume. I guess you could get other collectibles in there. Maybe I'm going to say anything you could normally come out of a rabbit hole with, like, because there's a lot of those rabbit hole quests in this game now. That's a whole nother video, but I'm going to guess that then, like, anything like that you could come out with in theory. Maybe I don't know. It just seems to me, since you came out the first time with that fruit, that's what you're going to get every time. I didn't even care enough to wait a whole day and see what else I would get, because I know it's just going to be stuff that we already have. There's not anything new. There's nothing new in the Enchanted menu, right? In the Enchanted by Nature build by catalog, there's nothing new in there. So that we would get out of the tree that I haven't found already in the game. So it's just going to be a base game item. It's just going to be a base game. As far as video goes, it's over for this pack. I have other videos I want to do. I have other ideas I'm doing right now. In fact, I've got video I'm editing right now for Crisis Barn, which hopefully will be a little more interesting. It was more interesting for me to do, more interesting for me to play. That's for sure. Crisis Barn is coming up very quickly. I'm editing it right now. I'm going to do voiceover for it, and it's good to go. But yeah, that's it for this video. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify, like always. And like always, thanks for watching.